So I used to have what you could describe as a relatively dangerous job. Relatively, or it could be dangerous. So I was throwing people off cliffs, I was taking them down caves, I was testing cliff line wires and stuff that would plummet 120 metres down to the ground and just making sure they worked. You know, it was all very brave and, you know, safety was first, second and third in our minds, you know, all very brave, but I often felt a little bit smug, you know, I was like, man, I got a dangerous job, you know, I'm pretty fucking tough. But then I heard about this. Donald Trump's Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the NRC, is resurrecting a bunch of decommissioned nuclear power plants. What could possibly go wrong?
It's time for a little bit of science. I'm Will Grant, an Associate Professor in Science Communication from the Australian National University.
And I'm Roderick G. Lamberts, a 30-year SciComm veteran with the mind of a teenage boy, as will increasingly become apparent.
And today, as well as Your Job Is Not Dangerous that Rod is going to tell us more about.
What have I got? I've got, I learnt a new word.
I learnt a new word too.
We both learnt new words. I've also got, so what do we do with this? And...
Look, it's just maths.
Look, it's just maths.
I love nuclear power plants. Like, I love them, like, in the documentary form. Like, my favourite form of nuclear power plant.
You like a documented plant?
Yeah, is like Chernobyl, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, it's a rotten husk of a thing that has, malignant lava down the bottom. And
Much like the empire it represents.
Yeah, indeed.
A malignant husk of... Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the kind of nuclear power plant I like. But I would go to a modern one and check it out.
Well, this is kind of in between. It's modern-esque.
Modern-esque.
So, like I said, Donald Trump's Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the NRC, they used to be an independent agency.
Well, I was just going to question there. You said Donald Trump's nuclear...
for a good reason.
They're America's nuclear regulatory...
Well, they were. Now they're Donald Trump's. They used to be independent and now less so.
Well, the man with the crown.
Yeah, now they're a tad more AI slop crown hero riding a wild boar wielding 7 swords persons.
I don't know about all of the things you just said.
That's what he does.
Okay.
Haven't you seen his videos? So they're resurrecting power plants.
Yeah, sure.
So one of them is called the Palisades Power Plant. It's in Covert, Michigan. Kermit.
Michigan. Yeah, okay.
It's in Michigan. So this is a single combustion facility and it operates a pressurized water reactor, obviously.
That's what they do.
You know how they are.
Yeah.
When it comes back online, it'll be the first commercial reactor to restart after being decommissioned. So the bunch decommissioned, a bunch now are going to be recommissioned.
I think I saw a Top Gear on this once. You know, like a 70s
Famous
Italian,
for their reactors.
No, but an Italian Ferrari. Like it was a 70s Ferrari. It's still a Ferrari.
One of the Italian ones.
And it's been sitting in a... no doubt. And it's been sitting in a garage for, 30 years.
Collecting insects.
I don't feel they run...
As smoothly? Well, they dust it off. They polish the glass,
Get the Windex out.
Exactly. Knock a bit of the rust off the corners. So when it comes back online, it'll be the first of the commercial reactors to be restarted after being decommissioned. It will be number 1. Not the best, just the first.
Yeah, fair.
And it's fair to say a few groups are a little concerned about the whole thing.
Wusses.
Yeah, a few wussy groups. Because they feel like this is the particular concern. And this one I'm not against. Maybe they're prioritising, they being the nuclear officials and the NRC, they're prioritising speed over safety.
That's the classic thing you shouldn't do in nuclear. I don't know if I've learnt one lesson.
That's the sweet spot. Get the fuck on with it. That's the cry of the Atomic Energy Agency as well. It's like, just get on with it. Stop fucking around.
See, that's the problem with Chernobyl. They went too slow.
They did.
I think.
They did.
I don't remember all
If they'd acted hastily, at least the meltdown would have been faster.
Yeah, that's what they always say. Fast meltdown's a good meltdown.
Exactly. It's clean. It's sweet. It's delicious. So apparently the Trump administration has, one quote, quickly and completely torn up the nuclear oversight playbook. So that's cool. So Arnie Gunderson, I mean, come on.
Yep.
You can't get more kind of middle America. I'm Arnie Gunderson. He's a nuclear engineer and a consultant for the anti-nuclear group Don't Waste Michigan. Not a good name.
Don't Waste Michigan.
Don't irradiate Michigan.
Yeah, sure.
Don't nuke Michigan. No nukes in Michigan. We don't like nuclear power, brackets Michigan.
Use Michigan responsibly. I've got too many Michigans.
Inappropriate Michigan use. Yeah. I don't know what that is. But Arnie Gunderson, we urge the NRC to put a stop to this resurrection before Michigan is placed at radioactive risk.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fair. You don't want to be placed at radioactive risk.
Yeah, but he's just reacting. What do we got?
Is he reacting to the reactor? Is that what you're telling me? dreadful. A few days ago, like October this year, late October, the plant took delivery of a shipment of uranium, and the quote from, and I couldn't follow this up, the quote was, "from a mysterious source." So the uranium came from somewhere. Definitely came from somewhere. And I don't know where. It's killing me. I'm looking up. It's not going to tell me what the mystery is. I suppose that's a mystery.
Yeah, well.
The next day, as workers from the plant were in the middle of loading the new fuel rods into the reactor core, there was a spot of an accident.
Oh, but day one.
Day one of loading up the mysterious.
What do you mean by spot of an accident?
Well, one of the workers fell, quote, an unknown distance into a nuclear reactor pool, or nuclear cavity as they're called. Tumbled is another word.
Help, I'm in the reactor.
Oopsie. So a spokesperson, obviously.
Just to pause, but
Yeah,
one day I will do a full story of list of people who've fallen into nuclear reactors.
How long is that?
Or jumped.
Or jumped. Which bit do they jump into? The cooling towers, the visible things?
The story, and I'm only going to give you a little hint of this, and I think I've given you a hint
just
before.
Tease me.
But this was a Soviet, it wasn't a reactor, it was a storage facility of water and stuff and nuclear fuel. And it was leaking, and so they put a whole bunch of flour in there to stick it together. And
make damper. No heat required. Is good bread with jam. So a spokesperson for the reactor in Michigan said, while performing work inside the containment building, a Palisades contractor fell into a pool near the reactor that contained clean, borated water.
So what are you worried about? I mean, it's just borated.
I know, but cleanly.
Yeah.
And we all know borated means...
It's got boron in it.
Could be pronounced borated.
Yeah, it's got boron in it.
It also turns out, while he was, having fun in the pool, the worker ingested an amount of cavity water.
Cavity water? Mm. I mean, okay.
From the pool.
Oh, okay.
It's a cavity.
Okay.
Not from someone's crevice.
I was thinking like he got it into his cavities, or something like that.
No, he drank some water. Which I suppose is getting...
Got cavity water in your cavities.
In you. So apparently they were hauled out fast, and they went through a, quote, full battery of that's a hard word, decontamination procedures.
Not that hard.
Was for me.
Oh, yeah, I could have got it.
But even after the worker after this full contamination procedures, the worker still had 300 counts per minute detected in their hair. Now, counts per minute, CPMs, it's a rate of counts per unit as registered by whatever your radiation monitoring instrument is. Like, duck, 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 how many times it goes, bing, boom.
Depends how you got it calibrated.
Yeah, and what the thing is. But
so was it good or bad?
Well, it was the bottom level of not great.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, bottom level of not great. So...
An optimist would say the top of good.
Well done. Exactly. The last stage of cool.
Yeah.
So it marks the bottom end. So they took all the precautions. They do more monitoring. It's not catastrophic, but it's not great. So the anti-nuclear folk, however, are saying, look, this is probably going to become more common because of the speed of the MAGA recommissioning, and they're a little concerned. And how's the worker? Back at work the very next day.
Good on him.
So there's a job. I've never had a job that had those kinds of risks, but I aspire one day still. My career's not over.
Thou shalt work for the company.
Yes. So I learned a new word. Normally it's you, but I learned a new word. It's just a little one, but you know how I love bureaucracy. You know how I'm a huge fan.
You do love bureaucracy.
I love it.
If there's a thing that you tell me off this, you say, I just want to do more bureaucracy.
I want more paperwork.
I want to be inside layers.
I want processes for their own sake.
I want to live in a matrix organisation where I'm reporting in both horizontally and vertically.
Oh, and diagonally. And I want the more people involved in an approval process for absolutely anything, the happier I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. So I was rummaging around the Intertube, and I wanted the opposite of bureaucracy.
The opposite of bureaucracy?
What's the opposite of bureaucracy?
Anarchy, man.
Is that what you think?
Well, it's one opposite.
I suppose it is. But it's the opposite of a lot of things. The strongest word that came up was
sorry, a little bit of ASMR for the listener there.
I nearly
fell asleep. The beer was doing things to me.
Anyway, so adhocracy.
Adhocracy?
Adhocracy.
Tell me more.
It's a system of adaptive, creative, and flexible integrative behaviour based on non-permanence and spontaneity.
All right, tell me more in human.
Yeah, look, humans, there's a list, right? So the term adhocracy was coined by a fellow called Warren Bennis, it's 1968, in a book called The Temporary Society. But Alvin Toffler, the classic dude who wrote Future Shock in the 70s.
Yeah.
But of course he popularised it a couple of years later, and it became I heard this and I thought, this is fantastic. Adhocracy, I love it. Then I realised it's been already co-opted by management and business academics. So this is what they say. Some of the characteristics, one of the more famous of these people, and I know you know this, but others might not. Henry Mintzberg, he's a Canadian academic of business and management. He said, here are some characteristics of adhocracy. Are you ready? Highly organic structure, little formalisation of behaviour, job specialisation not necessarily based on formal training.
Oh, cool.
I love that.
No.
Are you a trained surgeon? No, but I'm fucking good at it. I've got an instinct.
Sounds a little bit like Trump's nuclear power plants.
A little. Reliance on liaison devices to encourage mutual adjustment within and between teams.
So people talk to each other and adjust.
Something about Slack.
Oh, it's
liaison device.
Microsoft Teams as an ideology.
Low or no standardization of procedures. I am a fan because fuck it, why not? Not clearly defined roles, selective decentralization, power shifts to specialized teams, high cost of communication.
Yeah.
Culture, this is my favorite. So adhocracy, which is the reverse apparently of bureaucracy, is a culture based on non-bureaucratic work. Yes.
And so what actually gets done in the end?
Difficult to say.
Oh, there you go.
Difficult to say. But I like the word.
Have any companies done this?
Yeah, 7. But I'm not going to tell you which because I don't want to get sued.
Well, look, I would like either someone to throw a critique in a meeting. You know, you're in a meeting and you're like, you guys, you're all just in a freaking adhocracy.
Well, no, you bureaucrats should adhocratize this.
Or we should move to an adhocracy where we just, instead of formalizing shit, let's adhocratize it.
Let's unformalize. Let's organify.
You know that one of my life achievements that I did unlock and I was very happy with, that I used the word anti-disestablishmentarianism in a meeting once.
Legitimately?
Legitimately.
Well, like, here's a long word I know.
No. People were disestablishing a program, and I said, look. I am not anti-disestablishmentarianist, but
and they all went, no way.
No one noticed, and I'm like, screw you all! Don't you know it's the longest word in the English language?
Didn't you record it on your phone?
I recorded it in my brain, and that's where it matters. That's where it matters.
Well, my biggest disappointment with adhocracy is very clearly it's already been co-opted by the bureaucracy to be a sub-branch of something that they've killed it.
In the end, the Borg always wins.
Borg always wins.
Although apparently there's something the Borg's scared of.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Picard, man. Everyone's scared of Jean-Luc Picard.
Well, I learned a new word too. Where's my new word?
How many syllables? 28?
No. 3.
3. William Roderick.
I've learned my name before. You've heard of the term greenwashing?
I have. It's using spinach instead of soap.
It does sound like that would actually. I mean, I bet there are hippies that do.
It's the chlorophyll cleaner.
You know, there are hippies that they're crystal deodorant and they're spinach soap.
Have you ever tried a crystal deodorant?
I don't know what works. No, of course I haven't tried. I mean,
I was handed one once in an environment where I was like, oh, I might get laid here, so I'll be really cool about it.
I might get laid here. Hang on. So this was a moment where they're like, okay, you're in the zone of possibly getting laid, and they're like, can you put some deodorant on? Here's the crystal.
Not can you? It's like, do you want to try this? I'm like, sure. And she hands it to me, and I'm like,
it's a test. It's a test,
and it's covered in lots of stuff from you.
but
so I rubbed it diligently into my armpits.
Is that what you do with it?
Yeah, you rub it on your
I thought
armpits.
you hold the crystal and you sort of...
No, you actually rub it on your body like a roll-on. And what it does is capture hairs and tingle a bit.
Yeah, because it's a rock. Like it's got some sharp edges.
The edge was smooth, probably by aeons of use.
By the fact of crystals.
Yeah.
Because crystals can be smooth, but they have edges.
Yeah, so it was tingly and covered in other people's armpits.
Did you smell nice?
I couldn't tell. I was too busy going, this better be worth it. This better be worth it.
Spoiler, did it? Was it?
No.
Oh. Well, good times all round. Maybe she was like, you know what? You're never going to get. I got a normie to rub the crystal on him.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, try this, idiot. Anyway, got to go. I'm off to eat alpaca hair.
No, greenwashing is not rubbing yourself in spinach. Greenwashing is a thing that our friends or enemies in the corporate world might do when they're pretending to do something good for the environment.
Yes.
While just murdering the planet.
Yes.
In some classic examples, like in 2019, McDonald's introduced some paper straws that weren't actually recyclable. I think they were coated in plastic. So it's like,
well, they've got to be waterproof.
Or here we go. I like this one. In 2020, Windex claimed that its bottles were made from 100% ocean plastic, but it wasn't plastic pulled from the ocean. It was plastic that that was on the land that they were like, it was going to go into the ocean. So
we stopped it.
We stopped it. It's like, could you just stop it in other ways?
Gotcha.
You fucking evil people. It's like they're threatening with the plastic.
I thought you were going to say plastic made out of the ocean. I'm thinking, that's willfully nasty.
No. Plastic out of seaweed, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Or nearly all of the banks, which are like, you know how much we love the environment and here's all the money to digging up more coal.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's greenwashing. The new term that I learned is
green wiping.
Greenhushing. It's not quite as catchy, but it comes from a new report from a consulting firm called South Pole, and they reckon there's this thing called greenhushing going on, and I don't know if it's worse or better, and I'd like your judgment on that. They went and surveyed 4,000 global companies. And over the period between their surveys, and I think this was like 2024 back to 2023 or something like that, only 1 in 6 had dialed back their climate goals. Actually, I think it was more recent, 25.
Only 1 in 6 had dialed them back?
Yeah. And in fact...
overtly?
Yeah, overtly.
Right.
In fact, a lot, the ambition hadn't changed, so they're working on whatever their climate targets are.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch, the ambition had increased. In fact, something nearly 30%. The ambition of these companies all over the world had increased. So they're doing more things.
Or saying they are. Yeah.
No, they're doing. This is the interesting thing. Microsoft, for example, they expanded a carbon removal project. PepsiCo has upped its regenerative agriculture goals. So they're actually doing more things for the climate. But at the same time, they're talking about it way less.
Well, I can see why.
Well, that's the question. So they're scrubbing any acknowledgement of this publicly.
That is really interesting.
And so the question of greenhushing is, all right, why? Now, I'm going to get you to give your potential answer. So the charitable answer is, all right, maybe they don't want to be accused of greenwashing. So they're like, all right, we actually believe in doing something good here, and we're not going to crow about it because we'll get kicked in the dick by all the environmentalists for greenwashing. So they're like, just do the stuff and don't talk about it.
Yeah, or is other companies will go, you pack of pussies, what are you doing? We don't want to work with you because you're actually getting into this.
It could be.
That's one of my suspicions. The other is it's horseshit, but...
The other is it's Trumpism. Like that, there's people that are
if they do it out loud, they will get punished.
There's like 100 bills in America, U.S. state legislatures that are trying to make it harder for businesses to implement environmental, social, or governance. So
this is what I heard from a buddy of mine who's big in, he's very plugged into the corporate world, and he was saying the whole ESG, environment, sex, and
if you're saying you're doing anything environmental, then you're going to get prosecuted or whatever.
Or at least you'll be black banned.
They're still doing these things, but they're keeping quiet about it. And so the thing is, is that bad? I mean, one version says, okay, they're still doing good stuff. Well, they're actually doing more good stuff than they were. But, it might kill momentum. People, if they don't talk about what you're doing, then other people will go, oh, we don't have to do it at much.
Yeah, but this also plays into that whole situation where, it's not about us individuals recycling a few bottles. That's just freaking busy work. So killing momentum for other companies maybe, but for the general citizenry, I don't think that matters.
I think for other companies though. If you're Google and you say, oh, Microsoft is doing this, then you're like, okay, that's they actually have a big impact on the climate.
There's some pressures.
Yeah, and so if we stop talking about it, maybe that's dangerous. But maybe people are actually doing it. And so I'm really torn on what's going on here, but I think it's an interesting thing to document.
Yeah.
That's greenhushing.
I'll take doing over talking about it any day. As long as they're doing it,
I was going to try and make some sort of sex joke, but it was pretty obvious.
Fucking's good.
I know.
It's not really a joke, though. It's more of a statement.
I feel like the joke should be better, but still.
Fucking's good. Ha, 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 ha. Researchers, Toho University, or Toho in Japan, and NASA. So they use supercomputers to model and determine how long life will remain possible on Earth.
Just to pause, NASA is like, we do everything with supercomputers. They're
like,
can we send an email? Use a supercomputer.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll freaking break out.
You're going to buy something on Amazon? Well,
supercomputer. They can't stop.
No, they can't, and they shouldn't.
Maybe not.
Someone's got to use it.
Yeah. To model how long life is possible.
Determine how long life will remain possible on Earth. So there's an expiry date for all life on Earth. Guess the year.
Well, one version is when the sun envelops us.
Guess the year.
Wait, give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay, you ready?
No. Well, so the sun is going to envelop us around the year 5 billion. I reckon probably a bit before that. Like, it'll get a bit hot. But who knows? We might be extremophiles by then.
Evolution and shit.
Evolution.
Ooh. The year 1,000,000,2021.
1,000,000,2000. It's not like they were that specific.
1,000,000,2021. The year 1 billion. That's when all life on Earth.
You know what's weird?
Supercomputer.
Yeah, no, but it's weird that they've got a 2021 at the end. It's like they did the study in 2021 and they said, can you add a billion?
Add a billion. Thanks, Supercomputer. We typed it in Claude Anthropic.
And it said, yeah, about a billion.
I reckon, well, give or take how much? A couple of years. 1,000,000,2021.
Okay, tell me more.
So, of course, it won't be instant. You're right. It's about the lifespan of the sun.
Oh, I fucking told you so.
So by the year 1,000,000,000,021, the sun will have swollen to the point that the Earth's surface conditions become so extreme, life becomes impossible for
we can live on
everything.
On the back.
I'm talking about Earth, though. Oh, the other side.
Yeah.
The bit the sun can't see us from.
You just hide. You just keep,
Shh, it's coming.
You keep running.
Duck down. Pop your umbrella up. So even the most resistant organisms, rooted.
Yeah, okay.
For our non-Australian listeners, rooted means not going well.
And they're like, you use rooted for everything.
You do.
You mean rooted to
root to the ground, rooting. Yeah. We are rooters.
Yeah.
So that's all life. But what about humans? Where do humans come into this timescale between now and 1 billion T 2021?
Oh, I think a bit less.
Bit less.
We're not the last ones.
It is a bit lower. No, we're not. We're not.
Not in the everything gets super hot scenario.
Yeah, we're not in the sort of worms living by volcanic sulfuric vents under the ocean.
Or in the bottom of the crust, like right down where it's...
Or in the bottom of the crust. That's not us. We are not bottom of crust dwellers. So they gave us a list of changes predicted using detailed climate models for stuff and solar radiation. So the sun will get hotter and bigger, yes. Falling oxygen content will be an issue, yes. Poor air quality, definitely.
Yep.
Guess what else? Sharp rise in temperatures.
I thought you were going to say shark. I had in my mind shark rise in sharks.
Sharks, yes.
Like, what?
Sharknado, but at hot temperatures.
I want that.
So apparently it's also, this is what they say, it's quite possible that environmental conditions will become too difficult for humans much earlier than the 1 billion year time frame.
Like what?
You're like, no, but it's, yes.
Like what? Like what do they say?
Well, like the falling oxygen content.
But are we talking the year 900 million?
No, they don't give us a number.
Fucking
Supercomputer.
Cowards.
Exactly.
The year. I just feel like 900 million. I'm not concerned.
No, but you should be. We'll get to that. They then tell us we can already see the effects of this stuff, like coronal mass ejections and solar storms have increased in intensity. They affect the Earth's magnetic field, which allegedly is already reducing oxygen content in the atmosphere. I'm going to go by 0.0000121% on a bad day. Human-induced climate change, apparently we can see the effects of that too. I don't know if you knew that.
Human-induced climate change? Very different thing from sun-induced climate change.
Very different
I think, in fairness, that's not our fault.
They're saying they're coming together, though.
If those hippies are starting to blame us for sun-induced climate change,
we don't respect
then
Mother Sun.
I respectfully, I say no. That's not my fault.
Go and do your armpits with a crystal. That's what
exactly.
I say. Go on. So they don't give any actual estimate. They only say life on Earth won't suddenly end. It will fizzle out, slowly, irreversibly decline. But here's where it gets into what you were just saying. This is the quote. Despite the long time span, researchers are urging the importance of preparation and adaptation for humanity's future now. They go on to talk about scientists who are proposing technological interventions, closed life support systems, habitats, blah, 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 blah. So here's what I want to say first. Good for science. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Check shit out. It's great. Not everything needs to be immediately useful.
Yep.
My second is, of course, this is going to be the message that changes everything.
Oh, my God.
We've done the thing. We've used the supercomputers. We've used NASA.
Finally, we know in 1,021 years.
Now it's time to panic. Everyone start doing something. And my final point is, what the fuck do you do with this? You can't verify it. The evidence doesn't really tell us anything.
If you really want to panic, then
I do.
Well, no, just okay. You could go, all right, whatever. Billion years, we can build ourselves some rockets and shit, and go to Mars, and then go to other parts of the galaxy and shit like that. And maybe we can go to other galaxies. Maybe that's freaking hard.
Using the space whales from that Star Wars series.
There is a heat death of the universe that is coming inexorably, where in the trillions of years, all of the stars will blink out. There is nothing we're going to be able to do about that. And so...
So what, you're telling me...
Cope.
You're saying the lifespan is finite?
No matter what.
Even with... what's his name? Roger Smith's...
Roger Ramjet?
The dude who eats his son's blood or something and has pills every day and...
You should read the internet.
What's his name?
Roger's something that eats his son's blood.
Brian Johnson.
Sorry?
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, very boring name.
No, there are two Brian Johnsons, and the cool thing is,
Not the awesome
they're
one.
both weird body people. Like
They
Brian Johnson. There's Brian Johnson that has the very constrained diet that is sort of I want to live forever.
And Brian Johnson who has a hat welded to his head.
No, then there is Brian Johnson, the liver king, who is like, no, I never took roids, but he took roids.
But isn't there also Brian Johnson, lead singer of AC/DC, who's got a hat? So there's three.
I think there's even more. So you know what? Here's the thing. Like as the Buddha says, things are impermanent. Cope.
Whoa.
Cope. Thanks, supercomputer.
So, Alex, I hear a rumor that you've got a story.
Oh, it's a very quick story, but about someone with an equally boring-ish name. Have you heard of Les Stewart from Queensland, Australia?
Yeah, he wrote that cookbook, How to Just Do Things with Sausages.
Well, he did write some sort of book.
No, really?
Les Stewart holds a Guinness World Record. And
Is it sausage related?
No, I came across this because it was just a sad kind of, why would you do it? But I guess you did it. So he has typed the numbers 1 to 1 million in the fastest time.
Jesus Christ. On a
So
phone?
you're saying he types number 1, 2,
Yes.
3,
In
4,
letters.
and then
In letters.
Oh, in letters. O-N-E.
Yeah. Oh,
And so he's
yeah.
got a Word doc. He's typed out. You know. I'm sorry, Les. That's cool. No, love it, and we can all spend our time doing what we want. I think libertarianism
What we
or
love.
freedom
What we love.
or liberty says, but that's the thing you choose.
I want to say, I have one question for Les. Are you okay? Because seriously.
I think short answer, no. But, you know.
For
it took
varying
him-
definitions of okay.
Yeah. Do you want to have a guess how long it took him?
7 months.
A little bit longer.
Oh, is this like a 12-year project?
16 years.
Oh, wow.
Here's my
16
question
years.
then. So his nearest competitor was no one.
That's right. Yep. Second was non-existent.
No
and he
human
did it
error.
with one finger because he did a tour of duty in Vietnam and he suffered some injuries which prevented.
At this moment, I
finger
can say,
typing.
well, I could smash that. I freaking smash that record.
Do you know what? I challenge you. No, you couldn't because you would have to stick with it.
No, yeah, mate. You know, I would go, no.
Are you physically capable?
I salute Les for his stick-to-itiveness.
Les has always been a big fan of a little bit of science.
No, to be honest, let's go with if it's something that gives you meaning, then we don't get to judge.
I'm not judging. I just think, it's not judgment. It's compassion.
That's how you express compassion? You got to work on your noises because that's not a compassion noise.
Oh.
I have to end it with a pre-written joke that Les Stewart, were he to have any kids, would be very disappointed
He
to
didn't have
inherit
time to
his
have
millions.
kids.
Oh, you talked over the end of his joke, you dingbat.
Sorry. Screw it, press the button, I'm out.
Oh, you talked over the end of his joke, you dingbat.
I thought he was still warming up.
No, you dingbat. You're a dingbat.
Look, maths are important, stats are important, and we should all be motivated by them. We should just be driven by stats. Would you not agree?
Oh, yes.
At least that's not but. I like
No,
yes and.
I like stats. I just think they are not the only thing.
I think they're the only thing.
No, they're not the only
I'm going to prove it. So robo-taxis are pretty cool, right? A robo-taxi, a taxi that drives itself, pretty cool.
I don't care. No, because I like
pretty cool.
the human talk to the racist taxi driver who's like,
Oh, you're like, how much do you love Alan Jones and hate everyone who's got hair?
so you got a skin color, do you?
Look at you. You got an earring. You must be, I don't know, bad. So the original Total Recall movie proved that these taxis are cool. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, that's true. Johnny Taxi.
Johnny Cap.
Johnny Cap. Yeah, that's right. I knew the
Creepy
Johnny
as shit. Creepy as shit because it's a ventriloquist dummy driving your cab. But, it worked. It's cool. Very low fire for 2080 on Mars. But nonetheless, it's still great.
It's on Mars, man. Actually, no, that bit wasn't on Mars.
Actually, that wasn't. It was before he got to Mars.
If you remember your Total Recall.
I do. So there are a few companies already playing in the US with these robo-taxis. So the question is not if they exist, it's about how safe are the fledgling ones we already have. Fledgling. My English is not good today. So General Motors, they already have a robo-taxi. They're a competitor called Cruise. They recently restarted operations.
Yep.
after a pause following an incident in 2023.
Yeah.
A Cruise robo-taxi dragged a woman down a San Francisco street for 20 feet. So she was hit by the cab and dragged down the street for a bit. She settled. She got millions after she sued the company. So that's not great. That's for Cruise. Tesla. They've notched at least 3 crashes involving robo-taxi services. Lawsuits all over the place, etc. Their autopilot was accused of being at fault in 2 fatal incidents. Not great.
But you got to look at the crashes they don't have.
Exactly. Let's count the crashes they haven't had. Wait a minute. That could take a while. But we would get into the Guinness Book of Records. So what about Waymo? Waymo, you know Waymo. So they started back in 2009, which is basically prehistory for auto cabs. They are apparently head and tails above their competition because they roll out very carefully. In not like killing people or crashing. Okay. So they roll out really slowly. They're very careful with the streets that they go down, etc. And the co-CEO, Takedra Mawakana, says the company continually retests its vehicles in order to address challenges like things like they accidentally block emergency vehicles. So they want to make sure it's working. So they say, according to their own data, their taxis are very safe. Their driverless vehicles are involved in 91% less crashes than human-operated vehicles.
That sounds good.
I don't know how they measured it or against what, but apparently less so.
Usually it's on kilometres travelled.
Yeah. So
probably in miles in America, but you can convert them moderately easily.
What's a mile?
Who knows?
So apparently their taxis very, very safe in comparison. So apparently they also employ remote operators just in case things go wrong. So anyway, they're not clear how often employees, these human interventionists, have to dive in, but they exist. Anyway, even with their above average safety record, Waymos have been known to behave in weird ways. And I love the example here, which doesn't really freak me out. One passed a stopped school bus in Atlanta when it was unloading children, which is apparently highly illegal and it could cost you $1,000.
Oh,
but
what if
in case they pull out
if there's no road to
smack the child or whatever, like, you should wait for the bus to unload the children and
then go. Kids should be not crossing the road in front of the bus.
Yeah, they shouldn't. No, on the side of the bus, but apparently it's bad. In Atlanta, it's bad.
All right.
It's just a weird stat.
I would say problem lies with the policy there that buses should pull over on the side that the kids are
going to get off.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was weird. But the thing that's most interesting about this is in the stats. The company, Waymo, is basically bracing itself and getting ready for when it finally does kill someone.
Yeah, well.
Which they should. So the co-CEO says, we don't say whether we kill someone, we say when, and we plan for that.
Yeah, well, fair. No, fair.
I thoroughly agree. And so that's
what I do in my work.
It's not if I kill someone.
No, I'm like in all meetings, I'm like, look, what we need to think of is when we kill someone.
Yeah, not if. Let's be real. We're going to murder someone. It might not be deliberate.
And it might not be you, but
someone's going to die on our watch.
And I'm looking at you, Gary.
Or Gary, the people you stand in front of.
Yeah. You're metaphorical, Gary.
You're metaphorical. You're nearly dead, Gary. So the Mawakana, the CEO, was asked if the public is willing to accept a Waymo-caused death. And they said, look, I think society will, because it's a moment that society will have to make trade-offs.
Yeah, you'll go, okay, but I do like getting home when I'm drunk.
Yeah, without having to talk to someone. And on the whole, the cars kill less people.
That's right, the not talking to someone. Yeah, that's the only real benefit. I could just go with a taxi driver, yeah.
Or in an Uber, apparently. Uber's good.
Or whatever, but I can have a human driver. Yeah, okay.
But what I think is really interesting, though, about this is, and I applaud this, to be honest, that they've said, someone's going to fucking die. It's going to be because of our car. That's true. It will happen. We're owning it. We're aware of it. We're going to talk about accepting it. And I'm actually quite surprised to see that they've actually said this out loud in larger forums.
I mean, I know it would be that there are scenarios where it's like, I'd love someone to drive me home. But it's like, we had this problem solved. I just don't quite buy
with a handsome cab.
Indeed. And
a top hat and two ponies.
I could get my cane and don't driver, off me.
On we go. Stop here.
Well, good on them.
But no, like I'm actually really impressed with that, because the whole notion of accepting risk and the possibility that something can go wrong is really uncommon in corporate worlds.
Totally. And so here's my lesson for you and for us and for everyone.
Okay, yes.
In your work, bring it up every day.
Yep, we're going to kill someone. The stats prove it.
When we kill someone.
And the public is ready.
A little bit of science is a thing that you can rate on the rating machines. You should give it all of the ratings and send it to your friends.
And if you have ideas or complaints, don't send us complaints, but send us ideas
No, send us complaints.
Those as well, to our email address.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Cheers, a little bit of science.com.au.
Is that what an email address looks like? Did-au.
Is there anything else we need to write? Oh, you should check us out on Twitch. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, we have all
There's
of
no
the
room.
jokes that are censored by our producers.
Yeah.